Hello, Holistic Health Tribe. This is our Tuesday weekly show and Heal Without a Pill. And I'm so excited to bring you so many goodies today in our weekly show, which we are going to address healing from seasonal allergies. So I welcome you first of all very much onto this weekly show, Dr. Lina Thakar show, which is to heal without a pill. Heal Without a Pill program is specially created to empower individuals and groups to make sure they embrace holistic healing to reverse from fatigue, chronic sickness, potentially pain, weight issues, and depressed mindset. So I welcome you all first of all in my live weekly show. And so many of you are joining new in the Holistic Health Tribe, and I'm taking this moment to welcome all the new members and to connect with current members. So first of all, welcome. Many of you who are joining new may not know me, so I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Lina Thakar, Ayurveda doctor, holistic health mentor, speaker, and a best-selling author. I empower groups and individuals last 26 years of my holistic healing practice, Ayurveda healing practice, to really come out of that chronic sickness, potentially, fatigue, exhaustion, pain, weight issues, hormonal imbalances, and also mainly, obviously, depressed mindset and obviously chronic, imbalances that people face and really get stuck. So I'm also a best-selling author. I have authored 5 books. One of them is Voices of 21st Century, which actually become international, bestseller. And I keep empowering groups through my speaking and spreading the message of holistic healing. So here we are in this Holistic Health Tribe, and today our Tuesday weekly show. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? Great to join here. Please let me know where are you watching from, where are you based, and I welcome you in this weekly show. Today's topic is about healing from seasonal allergy. Healing from seasonal allergy. So I welcome you, Susan. I want to embrace you. Make sure that you are right here in this Holistic Health Tribe where you enjoy the community as we all come together in the like-minded aspect of making sure that we are healing with natural process. We take control of our health, and we make sure that we do not want to depend on chemical-based, drug-based, conventional approach, which most of the time we know is a band-aid approach. Both of the programs, holistic healing, Ayurveda healing, and Western medicine, they have beauty of both. One helps with critical care, which is Western medicine. But when it comes to chronic sickness, chronic exhaustion, chronic pain, chronic sinus allergy issue, chronic, asthma, chronic any kind of sickness and pain, and obviously depressed mindsets, it is difficult to just continue, continue the conventional path, because all of us, we know it's just a band-aid approach. So this Holistic Healing Tribe here, which now we have almost 140, in the group and family, we are here to basically move ahead in embracing the natural healing process, self-healing process. Totally proven principles. 5,000 years this holistic healing exists and continue to empower people, and it's becoming so popular in United States and Western world, because this is the way to really take control of your health, protect health, prevent health, prevent health imbalances, and make sure you reverse back to such total balance, which is not just physical health, but also mental calmness, spiritual journey, and also emotional healing. So I hope that makes sense to all of you. And here we will just dive in today's topic. And today's topic is really healing from seasonal allergies. So Suzanne, I hope you are ready for this, and make sure who are watching live and who are later will be watching this recording. I have lots of goodies I'm going to bring today in the discussion and topic, so you have plenty of notes that you will be writing. Okay, so let's dive in the topic. So every season, especially the seasonal change in fall and mostly spring, many people go into this challenge again and again of seasonal allergies, spring allergies, and really life is difficult. because what we end up with is trying to go for over the counter medication. We are trying to go for, small remedies which we are trying to help us, but it doesn't help us because it's just again symptom management. And then we are confused, we have also stuck feeling, and many times here we go, that's the season, we have these issues all the time. We limit ourselves for outdoor life because outdoor lot of pollen and all those issues, so we limit ourselves for outdoor life, and then we start really feeling sad and depressed mindset because we are not living in our fullest potential, right? We're not living in the fullest potential. Then eventually we end up in medical doctors' offices and we are given antibiotics, anti-allergy medicines, which mostly are, antihistamines, and many times then a drowsiness, and obviously which affects the day-to-day productivity, which is huge. And then many times, even eventually the steroid approach, we don't want to go, right? We don't want to go. And that is why we want to make sure that we understand nature, we understand the natural process, we understand how we can prevent it in the first place, but how we can also really heal in a better way in embracing natural methods, and so that you will see every season it gets better and better and better, and now you're not depending on this over-counter medication and just symptom management, or ending up in medical doctors' offices again and again and again for that prescription antibiotic, anti-allergy medicine, and we don't want to end up on that path, right? So it is important, and it affects friends in every way. It affects our family life, because when you are sick and when you have another associated symptoms, because most of the time sinus allergies also come with headaches, flu symptoms, congestion, runny noses, all of those areas, then you end up with, it affects not only your day-to-day productivity, but it affects our family, because here we are not in a best place where we can help our children, our parents, our loved ones, and we are sick and we are not in a potential, in a best productive aspect. It affects our financial aspect totally, because now here we have more sick days, we cannot keep up with projects, we cannot keep up with our business aspiration, and that is also affecting, because it slows down your work progress, and that's why it is secondly affects so much on to obviously financially as well. Third thing, it affects all the time, it affects basically is our what you call goal. We have some visions we have set up for ourselves, and when we are not in the full potential, we are absolutely feel sick and sad, because now we are not reaching our goals. Maybe you have you have planned something, going for trek and hiking and biking and some kind of outdoor activities, a family vacation in outdoors, and imagine you have planned that wonderful activity, going into hikes and bikes in woods, and because of spring allergies and seasonal allergies, you are stuck. You have to be indoor, and your family is expecting you to show up for them, get involved, and you are not able to, and that affects so sad, because now you are limiting yourself, or you have that stress that how can I protect myself, right? So these are very, very important things that we affect our life, and that is why we want to make sure we kind of go understand this very deeper way in this discussion today, which is called Tuesday Weekly Live Show, and we are discussing seasonal allergies, healing seasonal allergies. So we want to talk about now, right, directly the main topic, where what is the seasonal allergy, whether spring or fall, and we have these pollen issues, or we have obviously all this cold, flu, all these symptoms that come associated with that, and headaches. So most important thing when we say allergies, especially seasonal allergies, I'm not talking about food allergies here. Please, I repeat, I'm not talking about food allergies here. I'm talking about seasonal allergies, which usually are spring most of the time with pollen, and also, many times fall. In first place in holistic healing, when there is a joint of a season, one season is ending and another season is starting. Okay, one season is ending and another season is starting. Our body gets time to cope up. Our body needs time to cope up. And in that coping up of transitioning from one season to another season, that's when our immunity is also struggling or low. So that is the first point we call Rutu Sandhi. I'm not going to talk about local, natural, Sanskrit words, but really this is a holistic healing science. This is Ayurveda healing. It's been around 5,000 years, and it has very specific aspect of understanding physiology, understanding Ayurvedic aspect of, obviously pathology, and then how should we address that as a therapeutic remedials for going forward in healing your imbalances in most natural process, self-care, self-healing process. So I hope you're understanding this very importantly. So going forward, to know that first of all, it is Rutu Sandhi, means it is a joint. It is a one season ending and a second season starting. Body needs space, body needs time, body needs to understand. And that is why first thing first, we have to understand where we stand in the phase of changing the season, right? Once you have this insight, now let's look into what are the seasonal allergies which affect sinus health, right? Sinus health, lungs health, obviously, and immunity, right? Our sinus health is struggling, our lungs health is struggling, and immunity is where we struggle, right? These are the three important points you have to note down. Seasonal allergies doesn't mean that, okay, I'm here in this season, I have this pollen issue, or I need to get into antihistamine, or I have to go into over-the-counter medication, or I have to go into doctor's office to have those prescriptions and antihistamine prescription. No, friends, this is important to understand. It is a change of season where our body needs that pace and space to take care of itself, self-healing. And body has a powerful self-healing mechanism. Our bodies always want to cope up. Our bodies always want to cope up with our stress. Our bodies always want to cope up with all the incorrect things we put into the body. Our body always want to cope up with seasonal change. Our bodies always want to repair itself, okay? And that is why you have to understand that our bodies are capable of self-healing, and it has significant self-healing power. So what it needs in a seasonal shift and seasonal change is space, and space, right? To heal itself and to make sure it adopts to the new season. And we just have to give them a boosting, strengthening, nourishing tools, which I'm going to talk about today. Very fun topic we have today, in the sense of what you can do naturally in so many ways to help your health, to help your healing, to help your sinuses, to help your lung health, and to help your immunity. I cannot tell you how excited I am to share all the important things I'm sharing here today, and lots of wonderful tools that you can apply and really heal. And at the same time, you will see, hey, now this season is absolutely not bothering me anymore. It's not just a band-aid approach that we are just using antibiotics and antihistamine and over-the-counter medication, but I can use these self-healing tools, and now I don't have the seasonal allergies, and I can go outdoors without fear, and I can be at my fullest potential. I can be at fullest potential, whether it's my job, whether it's my work, whether it's my relationships, whether it's who I'm serving, or even if I'm living with my purpose, right? So let's dive into all the aspects, and I'm so excited for the tribe to have this information, and that way you can really protect your health. So I was explaining you the change of the season. I was explaining you the bodies are always coping with stress, incorrect foods, going into the next season, and that's why it needs time and space and to heal itself. That we just covered. Now going forward, I was just saying that we actually have to put focus into three things, right? Sinus health, lung health, and immunity, right? These are the three things we have to discuss in the topic of healing sinus allergies. It's not outside stuff, pollen and season. It's us, our body. Where are we struggling, right? We have to put attention inwards. We have to pay attention inwards, not outwards, right? And that is why it is important for all of you to understand this strategy and path I am guiding you, I'm mentoring you into. So understanding that these are the three areas we have to look into. What are the causes? What are the causes that actually trigger seasonal allergies? What are the causes that are actually, what they call trigger and aggravate, allergy issue? or even present itself in first place. We discuss it's a Rutu Sandhi, we discuss it's a season change, we discuss body needs time and space to heal, heal itself. But now let's into know what are the causes, and we are going to talk about so many causes that you are absolutely unaware about, that you need to, oh, it will come to you that, oh, I didn't know this causes my seasonal allergy. Oh, I didn't know this was the issue with my health, So let's go dive into understanding the first causes. Because first of all, we all know, and again, I'm saying it's not pollen and it's not about the season. It's about stress, right? We all know stress. Stress is every day that we exposed to, and stress affect our immunity bad way and big way. Okay, so we have to understand that is the first is stress. Overwhelmed into so much multitasking we all are into, and that is the stress that to cope up, obviously our entire immune system starts struggling. So I'm going to come back to stress, but let's look into obviously one of two or three things that we have to put attention to. Let's look into our food habits. In sinus condition and allergy condition, if you are experiencing, first thing, understand that, and I'm going to talk about even pathology and how you have to understand the strategies. But first thing first, cold things aggravate sinuses, okay, and lung issue. Cold things aggravate sinuses and lung issue. So iced water, yogurt, okay, even dairy for that matter, right? We know yogurt, dairy, especially cold things, okay, we want to understand those areas. You would not be absolutely you not knowing, but some fruits like banana adds to sinus issue, okay, and you will be surprised what is the logic, obviously, but you will understand that banana is mucus creating, and that is why you have to kind of look into those kind of fruits that are also going to create. Frozen berries and frozen foods are actually going to aggravate your sinus issues. Frozen foods and frozen fruits, especially banana, frozen berries that you mix into smoothies and all, it will create allergy issue and lung issues as absolutely, and sinus issues. So you have to understand into the food. I said yogurt, I said cold things, especially like ice creams and dairy, and also cold things basically means iced water, right? Iced water, cold water, yogurt, dairy, all of those things that you are putting cold aggravates our allergy issue, especially seasonal allergy issue, and affects sinus and lung health. That is first thing first. The second thing into the food allergy is not having this on time meals, and we'll come to that lifestyle and food habits when we go into the remedial aspect. But we will go on understanding about not having proper meals is also another way which allergies are affected. Now let's go into the lifestyle aspect that you are actually going all the time into cold water swimming. Exposing yourself to anything cold will create aggravation into your sinus and lung issues. Yes, absolutely. So the reason in Ayurvedic healing, we understand it is Vata and Kapha pathology, and I'll come to that in a minute. Vata and Kapha basically are both cold energies. So when you put cold in the body, or get exposed to cold food, iced, cold, absolutely frozen fruits, frozen berries, and yogurt, I was suggesting all of this, it will aggravate those doshas, Vata and Kapha. Okay, and that is why first thing first is cold is important that you need to address. Now we will discuss also the lifestyle habits that we are saying. Irregular routines, late nights, right? Basically hopping from plane to plane, right? Outside, always staying in the hotels and having outside foods and going for that fast food and takeaway foods and pizzas and all those things that we go into affects our immunity, and that is another thing you have to understand, that you come to the place where body uses immunity to fight back, body uses immunity to kind of cope up with the life, body uses immunity to kind of pace for self-healing. And now when immunity is affected with all of these crazy things that we get exposed to, obviously That's where our seasonal allergies are also stimulated, because now body doesn't have a fighting back system. Okay, body doesn't have potent and fighting back a system. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. One is direct causes, which are food and lifestyle, which is cold and ice and yogurt and smoothies and going into frozen foods and all those things like latte and frappe. I don't understand, I don't do that, those drinks, but those are iced smooth iced stuff and milkshakes and all those things you go into. You are not aware that those are the trigger points in your food that is triggering your seasonal allergies. That is triggering your seasonal allergies. So next thing we are looking about, so that is direct causes for sinus and lung health issues. Indirect causes are absolutely crazy lifestyle. Okay, not having routine, absolutely jumping from plane to plane, yeah, moving in hotel to hotel, always into those deadlines of projects and of all the things that are exposed to. You're not having your proper meals, you're having dry foods, you're also having all the time, all those aspects of, what you call, travel, and that's where your immunity is absolutely challenged. So these are the one things: direct causes, indirect causes, immunity challenged. And third thing is huge that we all know is stress. Stress creates inflammation, and stress creates absolutely trigger points for seasonal allergies or any kind of allergies for that matter. So these are the causes. These are the causes. So now let's look into what should be the strategies. What should be the strategies for the healing seasonal allergy? I hope this is making sense to all of you. Tribe, show me some emojis, show me some love as you come live. And I want to make sure that you understand this in a very thorough way so that you have tools and strategies to really absolutely heal yourself. Now understand, children and elders are more exposed to this. Children and elders are more struggling with sinus allergies than more youth people, and I want to bring your attention to that. Children are in a kapha phase of life. In kapha phase of life, which is earth and water, in kapha phase of children are always having runny noses, mucus, congestion, especially all this, and parents are sick and tired to take them to the medical offices and ENT offices and have the sinus issue and allergy issue and congestion, cold. All of these children absolutely go into, because they are in a kapha phase of life, and in kapha phase of life, which is cold itself I'm talking about, that's where children are, what are they eating, right? You have to look into that. If they're eating cold foods, cold wraps, and they have the milk directly from refrigerator, yogurt, right? Children are always exposed to all the stress in the school, and children are basically in kapha phase of life, so they're prone to all this absolutely allergy issue because of this stress and food habits. And that's why you have to understand, children are also very, very much exposed to absolutely allergies and congestion. Elders, for that matter, are also very much, we always talk in flu symptoms, but elders are more exposed to flu because, again, cold seasonal allergies, elders are in vata phase of life. And I just mentioned vata and kapha dosha, and again, I don't want to go complex here, but these are the energies we work into Ayurveda healing. So seniors after 50, 60, as we go into adult, more later adult age, that is where it is a vata issue, and that is why we have dryness, we have depletion going for the body, and that's when our immunity is struggling for all the stress we are exposed to, and that is why we go into a lot of allergy and seasonal allergy issue. I hope that is making sense to you, but this is what it is, and you need to understand from this perspective in the holistic healing, because that is how strategically you have to understand. We talked about it is seasonal shift, that body needs space to heal itself. We talked about making sure that we are not ending up into prescription and doctor's offices and over-the-counter medication and antihistamine as a band-aid approach. Okay, we talked about what are the causes, and we talked about the causes as direct food causes for sinus and lung health issue. We talked about indirect causes as immunity absolutely challenged, absolutely, because of the crazy routine and we are exposed to. And we also talked about the stress that we are all exposed to, which will address the immunity aspect, and that are the indirect causes. And we discuss the causes. We discuss why we need to avoid cold, because it is vata and kapha issue, and vata kapha, both energies are cold. So everything that is cold is going to aggravate your sinus and lung health issue, and also the crazy lifestyle and stress and all that will affect your immune system, and that all come together to play major role in triggering your allergy symptoms. I want to bring your attention again that it is not outside pollen and all these aspects of nature. Body has wonderful self-healing mechanism, body has self-repair mechanism, body has tools to protect it, but we are not giving it pace, and we are not making it equipped. We are not making it equipped to fight on its own, and that's why I'm bringing your attention to inside. I'm bringing your attention to internal aspect where we struggle and what needs to happen to protect our health, and that is what the dialogue is about. So I hope this is all so important and making sense to all of you. So now we discuss children and elder. Children are in kapha phase of life, which is where stress, school stress and expectations and cold foods and taking milk from directly refrigerator, like sandwiches and all those cold foods basically, and mainly obviously yogurt and all those things that children go into, that is going to trigger their absolutely sinus and lung issue, and also immune system is challenged. And I have so many parents come to me saying, we go again and again to doctor's offices because my child is always having this sinus condition and issues with basically health issue, and that is why it is important to understand from that angle. And seniors, because they're in a vata phase of life, it's a dryness and depletion phase we are into. And if we have direct and indirect causes like stress, anxiety, at the same time traveling, not having routine, hopping again, I repeat, from plane to plane, which is a vata air exposure all the time, and we are also going into cold foods, a salad and sandwiches and frappe and latte and ice drinks and cold stuff and yogurt and dairy and all that stuff will create trigger points for seasonal allergy. And that is why you have to understand, and immune system is affected. So this is a very complex but important dialogue that we're talking about aspect where we stand. So now let's look into the strategies and tools in healing. Let's look into strategies and tools into healing. So the strategy first thing first in the sinus and lung health is not just to put attention in sinus and lung health, because we don't want to go in the same route to apply band-aid. Don't want to put a band-aid approach, right? So you will be surprised, and you do not know that what pathology we have here at the sinuses is exactly where we have at digestion, intestine. A very important key point here. I'm giving you all of this wonderful tribe and audience who are listening me, that exactly our intestinal flora, our intestinal wall pathology is exactly where our sinus pathology is. What that means? That means we have to put attention to digestive health first to heal our sinus and lung health issue. We have to first put attention to digestive system, which is very important, that we want to make sure we put attention. First thing is in our digestion. Okay, so our digestive system, intestinal flora is exactly same flora we have pathology at our sinuses. Okay, so we want to make sure we put attention to the first thing is digestive tract. Okay, if you start, because when digestive tract becomes dry, same thing, we start becoming dry at sinus issues, sinus points. So very important here that we have to put attention to not just sinus. We don't want to put attention on just to lung, but we want to come to first is digestive health. Every imbalance starts in digestion. Every disease starts in digestion. Every chronic sickness starts in digestion. So that is why digestion is the first thing in healing any chronic imbalances, particularly sinus and allergy issue. Because because exactly at intestinal flora pathology, we have sinus pathology, and that is why we want to make sure we lubricate the digestive tract. Okay, if we start lubricating the digestive tract, automatically our sinus gets moist and lubricated. That's the first key point here. So that is why we want to make sure our digestive tract is importantly healed. What we want to do is, obviously I'm coming to the tools and strategies, but we have to put attention to the digestive tract first. As we understand our digestion is healing, our sinus quickly starts healing, and you will not have the relapses again season after season. Okay, so that is first thing first, digestive tract. The second thing we want to come to, second thing now, we will understand the sinus and lung health, right? Sinus and lung health, allergies are sinus and lung health. So what are the things we want to understand in sinus and health? Are the two kind of layers here we have to understand. Sinus and lungs, anytime allergies are expressed two ways. One, it is sneezing, it is dryness, it is irritability, comes with headache, and obviously we have breathing issue, wheezing issue. That's a one type of allergy. Please know that is the one type of allergy. When you have allergy, seasonal allergy, as you start having the triggers, you will notice that you will have dryness, you will have you will have sometimes headache along with that, mainly breathing problems, wheezing problems. That's kind of dry sector of how the allergies express, say spring allergies expressed. I hope that makes sense to you. Another way of the way allergy expressed is congestion, right? And in that type of allergy, you have sneezing, but basically cough, and mainly, and again in allergy, many times cough is expressed. So you have to look into whether cough is dry cough, or do you have congestion, mucus, phlegm, right? That's coming. And that's how you have to look into what are the exact way my allergy symptoms are expressed. Am I having dryness, sneezing, coughing, maybe headache, or maybe more off towards breathing, wheezing aspect of breathlessness, or do I have more like congestion, fever, maybe I have more like a mucus coming, and my sinuses are congested, my lungs are congested, I have runny nose, and that's a different type of aspect of allergy. So you have to know the layers of your challenges. It's not just one single thing, right? So because the management is different. So I hope you have to understand that's how you have to look into. And the third thing you have to look into is immunity, right? Why my immunity is struggling, that my body is not coping up, and it's creating me the seasonal challenges all the time. So immunity is importantly we want to understand. So what we talked about in strategies now, we talked about causes, we talked about obviously things that trigger the sinus and allergy. Now we talked about strategies. So strategies are three, right? One is to put attention to the digestive health. Okay, lubricating digestive health, making sure your digestion is absolutely healing, making sure your optimum metabolism and digestion, and your intestinal and digestive health is where all the secrets of a healing from chronic diseases, chronic imbalances, and mainly chronic sinus allergy issues are hiding. Okay, are hiding. So that is why digestion is the first. Second, we discuss lung and sinus. And in that lung and sinus health, you need to look into whether it's dry type of allergy, which is coughing and dryness and headaches and wheezing and asthma and breathing issues, or it is congestion, mucus, runny nose, headache, fever. That is the way you have to look at it. So because those are two different layers here. Okay, so that is how you have to understand, because all of this what I'm talking about is just bringing awareness. It's not about blaming the nature and pollen. It is about bringing awareness of what our body is telling us, what our body is telling us, what our immune system is telling us, what is our Obviously cellular healing, why it's not optimum in self-repair mode, why it's not optimum in healing itself. And you have to bring awareness to your own health. Okay, you have to bring awareness to your own health patterns, and you have to bring awareness to where it is stuck, where it is blocked, where it is struggling, and how can I do what actions can I do to help my own healing system. That's basically how you look into that. So now we will go into clearly, if you understand these strategies, then it is easy to understand the remedial path. Okay, when you understand the strategies, then it is easy to understand the remedial path. So first we went into understanding that it is seasonal shift. It is obviously called Rutu Sandhi, joint of a season. One season is changing from second season. Body has tools, body has repair mechanism, body has understanding. It just needs space to heal itself. Okay, the second important thing we discussed, it is not about always totally just taking care of over-the-counter medication and band-aid approach and really getting into antihistaminics and medical offices and antibiotics and absolutely anti-allergy medicine, and not always flu shots and flu things, right? We have to understand that our body is calling us. It has equipments, tools. We have to support it and initiate the self-healing path, bringing attention internally with awareness. With awareness is, where is my body struggling, where is my immune system struggling, where is my digestive system struggling, why it is not optimum, why it is not coping up with shifts, why it is not coping up with all the challenges that I present my body to, right? I present my body to, and how can I help my body? How can I assist my body? How can I assist myself? So that I will discuss, because all of these layers affect everything. I mean everything. It affects our mood. It makes us depressed. It absolutely limits our productivity. It affects our relationships. We cannot go out with family and friends fearing the seasonal shift will actually create problems for us. You're not at your fullest potential. You become even cause of challenges in family, because now family want to do outdoor activities and you are limiting yourself, right? You are limiting your goals because you want to go to hike and bike and trails, and you are not able to. It feels sad. It feels sad. It feels really what we call depressed mindset you go into, because now you are not into full potential. We discuss it affects financials. It does affect our financial. When you are not well, when you're sick, you're always going into the episodes of allergy. You need more sick days. Your work stops. Your business stops. Your path to next financial goal stops, and you are affected in every level, because one, you are now not productive to make the financial goals or make the financial leaps you want to, but also you end up with medical offices and medicines, and that's causing more insurance and more cost because of the medical cost, right? So it affects our financials totally. It affects family, it affects financial, it affects self-esteem. It affects self-esteem, because when you are not coping up with your goals, ambitions, aspirations, and you're failing, then it affects your mind. You become depressed, you become sad, and it also affects significantly in total aspect of obviously the struggles that you are presenting with, and that's why it feels sad and it feels depressed, because you are not at optimum, and you end up with more costs with medical offices and prescription medicines and drugs and over-the-counter medication and insurances. Okay, so it's affected family, financially, your own productivity, your own self-esteem, and every way it affects the home, personal life and professional life, right? It affects personal life and professional life. So it is important to understand that if you're talking about children, you don't want to see your child sick as a parent. As a parent, the most damaging thing to us, most sad thing to us is seeing our child suffering. I cannot tell you the truth. This is the truth, that the most hard thing for our life as a mom, as a dad, is about seeing our child sick, struggling, and really having those sick days, which is absolutely makes us sad. No parent want to see a child suffering, right? That is important. And absolutely, as of a parent, if they're struggling, as a caregiver we are, that also absolutely creates stress for us. And that's why you have to look into all these angles, how absolutely imbalance affect us in every way. So now moving under understanding. So as we understood the strategies, now let's look into the remedial plan, and I can tell you how beautifully you can take care of yourself. How wonderfully nature gives you so many remedies and understandings that you can be totally equipped with really supporting your health. So let's discuss one by one. As we discussed, it is sinus, it is lung health struggling, and it is immunity struggling, right? With stress and inflammation, and all of those strategies we discussed about the causes and food habits and lifestyle habits, right? So now we want to go into the remedy aspect, and you will be surprised and so happy to know there are simple things plentifully available as simple things as a therapeutics that you need, and you can really make a leap in healing yourself so fast, and a shift happens, and that way you are totally experiencing that next season I don't have this allergy, I'm fullest potential, I'm not fearful going outdoors, I'm with my family, so having being involved with them, I'm making of my work and my financial goals possible, my aspirations that I want to go into the vacations and outdoor biking and hiking, all those things are possible when your health is optimal and when you are productive. When your health is optimal and when you are productive, and nature, Ayurveda healing has proven principles. There's no guesswork, guys. There's no guesswork. I'm doing this 26 years. I've helped every client in every aspect of the health issue. I'm absolutely empowering them as a holistic health mentor, Ayurveda doctor. So there is no guesswork, there is no doubt, and it works. It works again and again and again. And it is proven, and it is beautiful, and it is permanent. See what that means? You do not have relapse. You do not have relapse. Who don't want to be at that place? Who doesn't want to be at that place, right? That not only you heal your imbalances, not only you are now optimum productive, not you are relieving your fullest potential, not only you are happy supporting your children and your parents and your supporting your financial goals and leaping forward with progress and not have the sense of failure and not actually struggling at self-esteem. Who doesn't want to be at that place, right? And at the same time, your children are doing well, they are not sick anymore, there are no more sick days for school, and they are absolutely at balanced place, happy, enjoying, leaping in their progress, academic progress, sports progress, and you are proud to be that parent who is supporting the child in a most natural process, right? That parent you want to be, right? And same thing, you want to give as much support to our absolutely aging parents and in-laws, because they have done wonderful for you as much as they can, right? And we want to be there for them in their struggling, challenging time and depleting time. So these are the very much angles I'm giving you, and that is why it is important to go into addressing now lung and sinus health tools and immune system healing tools. So first thing first, we talked about digestive health. Yeah, no. You don't pay attention to just sinus and lung issue. You have to put attention to digestive health first. So what do we mean by that? And I explained that our intestinal flora is where our sinus flora is, right? Same. So we want to start lubricating that. That means we want to stop any kind of dry foods, popcorn, chips, any kind of dry foods, which is going to make our intestinal flora dry, will make our sinus dry. Okay, and that is why we want to start lubricating. That means we want to have food with sauce and gravy based. Okay, first thing first, I told cold is no more cold. Okay, see, so you have to make sure you have warm room temperature water, warm room temperature, absolutely beverages. Okay, one thing is you want to go warm, you do not want to go iced. If you are using room temperature water, that is good, but if you're actually affected with sinus and allergies, you need to go with warm water. Warm water is the first thing. Okay, you can add honey into that. Honey is absolutely good, but warm water is the first thing. If you're having active, sinus issue and allergy issue, you have to go into warm water. But and preventing, make sure you are taking room temperature water. Second thing is you're going into warm beverages, which is organic, obviously ginger and turmeric. Herb tea calls healthy digestion, right? Healthy digestion. Now, I'm not supporting any brand here, please understand. I'm just giving you tools and understanding and strategies. So basically, ginger turmeric, herb tea, right? And it says healthy digestion. What are we doing? We're supporting digestion. We are lubricating digestion. So ginger fights cold, obviously, and turmeric is such a beautiful herb and food, which is antiseptic, antiviral, antibiotic itself in natural way, and it supports immune system and it repairs. Oh, I cannot tell you, you do not know, turmeric heals digestive tract. All the inflammation and intestinal cracks that we have because of inflammation, turmeric heals digestive tract. And that is why turmeric also heals sinus beautifully, because I told you the sinus pathology is same as intestinal pathology. So ginger, turmeric, if you have acid reflux, acidity, avoid ginger. It triggers little bit of that aspect of pitta. But if you're fine with all of that, you can take ginger turmeric tea, absolutely. But simply warm herbal tea is helpful. And the best herbal teas are for lung and sinus and digestion, as I just shared, ginger and turmeric tea, is tulsi, holy basil, that helps you for lung health. Holy basil is so good for fever. Yes, it's absolutely remedy for flu. It's absolutely remedy for fever. It's absolutely remedy for lung health. So because it is affects on vata kapha, and I explained to you that sinus and allergies are vata kapha issues. So you have imbalances. So you want to make sure you consider digestive health first. First thing first, I'm just asking you to bring awareness to your own calls, on own body calls. I'm asking you to go inward, not outward, and bring attention, awareness to your own health patterns and to improve your own health. And the first thing is digestive health. Every imbalance, as a holistic health doctor, holistic health mentor, I tell you, is absolutely stuck. And the secret, hiding secret, is digestion. And that is why it is important that you need to start having room temperature water. If you have active flare of sinus issue or asthma or breathing or lung aspect, warm beverages. And I'm talking about here, obviously, ginger, turmeric, herbal tea, which helps to heal digestion and heal sinus as well. I explained you the connection. And tulsi, holy basil tea, is absolutely good for lung health, sinus issue, fever, flu, and there's safe remedies even for children. Except ginger, we don't want to put ginger in children program, but you can absolutely give them into little bit pinch of turmeric into their water. You can add absolutely tulsi tea, tulsi worm into their boiling water. Such a beautiful remedy that we want to talk about. So that is digestion. The important thing in digesting, as I said to you, that we want to make sure we avoid cold. So you want to stop yogurt, you want to stop cold stuff, sandwiches and cold wraps and salads, and we want to stop anything cold, which is smoothies and milkshakes and latte and frappe and all those iced drinks, any kind of frozen berries, frozen fruits. We want to stop that. We want to have minimal dairy. Okay, now you will be surprised, in spite of that, warm milk helps digestion and helps healing. So we feel that we should be limiting dairy, yes, but you can have warm milk and almond milk if you're avoiding dairy, and that is very soothing, and you can put pinch of turmeric in itself. Wonderful remedy for sinus and lungs. and absolutely immunity. I cannot tell you how much turmeric is helpful for immunity, and I will have separate episode on immunity and turmeric itself. It's a whole topic in itself. So we want to make sure we add turmeric into and absolutely tulsi into water and in milk, almond milk. Beautiful. Tulsi is not added to milk. I'm talking about turmeric, but tulsi tea, tulsi, just boiling tulsi, holy basil in warm water, add honey, and that is significantly helping for sinus, lungs, digestion, every way. So that is important tea that I'm talking about. The next thing about, and we want to obviously rush now, we have 50 minutes totally, usually to 60 minutes we go. So next thing we want to lubricate, we lubricate with the digestion. And I told you that we don't want to have cold foods, we have to have warm foods, but we have to have absolutely what you call foods which have based with gravy and sauces and not dry foods, right? Popcorns and chips. So next thing we're talking about is absolutely now sinus itself, and we want to have two remedies here. One is called Nasya oil. Nasya oil. This oil has Brahmi oil. It has a Brahmi, which is a very good herb, but it has olive oil and it also has sesame oil. So what you want to do is literally take 2 drops of the oil at bedtime and then put your nostril like this and literally drop one drop in each nostril. And that is why it is important to use Nasya oil at bedtime, at morning, and that is very, very protective, lubricating the sinuses, and that is why NASYA, Nasya oil, is very helpful. But if you don't have Nasya oil, obviously the remedy for digestion itself to keep lubricated and sinus is ghee, clarified butter. And those who are in United States, in Costco, you can get this wonderful ghee, desi ghee, which is clarified butter. Now, typically the Indian community, as it is exposed to obviously Ayurveda all the time, and our culture obviously comes with that, we make our ghee at home. Most of the time India people are making ghee at home, but this is beautiful, available, and actually that half teaspoon of this clarified butter you should be using in your foods, soups, rice, broths, even your poultry dishes. You should add, absolutely 1/4 teaspoon to half teaspoon of ghee in every meal, including children and adults. Oh, children and elders, ghee should be must. Okay, it is very, very nourishing, very, very, very potent, very, very good for health, and that is why children and adults absolutely should eat ghee, which is digestive remedy as much as I'm giving you. But those who don't have Nasya oil, you can actually use 2 drops of pinky fingers, have this ghee, and do the nasal massage for children, and also put the drops of ghee and also put on the sinus. Absolutely. And ghee is so remedy, absolutely. And usually I have this jar that I put into, for everyday use, right? For everyday use. So importantly, I told you ginger and turmeric tea, holy basil tulsi tea. You can have Nasya oil for nasals, absolutely drops. But when you don't have Nasya oil, this Costco has the big jar of ghee, clarified butter ghee, but you can make your own if you want. It needs organic butter that you have to cook and get all the milk solids out, and it's a clarified butter, and that is what you can use. And actually, one thing is, first is digestive health. I'm repeating. You have to put half teaspoon to 1 teaspoon in every meal, and at the same time you can apply as a ghee massage on the sinus massage, and it is so beneficial basically. So I hope this is making sense. If you are there, please make sure you ask me questions, post your questions. If you are not watching it live and you're watching recording later, make sure you send me questions. And absolutely, Tonya is my assistant here, who's wonderfully absolutely putting all this important information for you here right in the chat comment section. Please reach out to her if you need any personal consultations. If you need just 30 minutes talk about how we can help you, reach out to her and she can help you further. We can help you support developing your healing process for yourself. So make sure you ask us questions, make sure you post your comments, make sure you absolutely put your feedback so that we can really take it from there to support you in your own healing. So absolutely. So next we want to go into now understanding as we discussed all these beautiful remedies, right? All these beautiful remedies. Last thing I want to discuss absolutely is eucalyptus oil. Eucalyptus oil. Okay, I am not talking about essential oil. Essential oil is very strong. You do not use directly on the skin. It needs to be diluted. It's not about essential oil. It is eucalyptus oil. You can get at Indian store. You can get on any organic food stuff. Plain eucalyptus oil, a drop or two. You can obviously put into warm water and take steam. How you take Vic steam? Actually, eucalyptus is a beautiful for lung health, and that is why it is important that you can use that at night when I have a season change going. I personally use it just to protect, and me and my husband, I put it into pinky finger and a small, obviously finger, and we apply outside of the nasal. No, not inside drops. Just have to apply outside, like you will apply the Vicks rub, and you will take little bit on the sinus points and forehead, and maybe also little throat, and also on the chest and the lungs. I do it. Everything I tell you guys, I do it myself for years, and I teach this to my clients. I teach this to my clients of 15,000 or more clients I have helped over 26 years. This is my lifestyle. I teach what I do myself. I don't teach what I don't do myself, and I don't teach other people's stuff. I teach my stuff. It's absolutely 26 years. I'm an Ayurveda doctor. I'm a holistic health mentor. I empower groups and individuals to really heal chronic sickness, potentially, pain, emotional issues, trauma, spiritual aspect of journey if you're blocked, your hormonal imbalance, your depressed mindsets, and absolutely I help you with totally fatigue and exhaustion that you are exposed to. So make sure you understand these are proven techniques. 2 decades I'm using this. I live my lifestyle entirely now. I'm age 51, and I make sure I give the body these equipments as I'm recommending you should be doing that, so that you give the body pace and space to heal itself. And these are proven. Nothing to be worrying. There are no side effects. This is integrative approach, friends. It is that means you don't leave your medical plan if you need that. That's for critical care. This is integrative approach to healthcare. That means you equipped body, mind, and soul with all this natural healing process. Support body. Bring your attention inwards. Have that awareness. And that way your body will leap into fast repair mechanism, and you will see that it is absolutely getting repaired. It is happy, healing. You feel joyous, you feel calmer, you are not in depressed mindset. You become most potential in your every goal, supporting family, relationship, your financial goals. Now you're reducing cost, not paying insurance and medical offices bills, right? And here you are totally, and your doctors will be happy. My clients' doctors are happy because they work with me, your clients, and they say, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing what you're doing with your holistic doctor, because now your results are good, your screening is good, your blood tests are good, and your doctors help reduce medication. And so many of my clients have stopped medications for years, and they don't go into repeated allergies, seasonal allergy medication, over-the-counter medication, doctor's visit, and also for any chronic sickness that they are coming to me, they are not having to go with all the medical route, chemical, drugs, drowsiness, side effects. We don't want that path. We want complete natural healing process, and I'm here to support you for in this tribe as your holistic health mentor, as your Ayurveda doctor, as your absolutely supportive person in your life who would help you really uplift your health to the fullest potential that you need to be. You deserve it, right? And that's why please post your comments, questions, reach out to Tonya if you have questions. Set up 30 minutes dialogue if you really need help, and we are here to help you, support you, and ask me questions, and write down all the notes I'm talking about here. So that is where I'm talking about eucalyptus oil. So we discussed the remedy, we discussed the strategy, digestive health, sinus and lung health, and immunity, right? And now we discuss the tools and strategies in terms of tools that for digestive, turmeric or ginger tea. You can have warm beverages, you can have normal temperature water, you can definitely have, tulsi tea. We discussed the sinus, for sinus, nasya oil that you can put inside and also do the external massage. You can obviously reach our office or Tonya for the oil if you need that. You can also use clarified butter. in digestion. You definitely need that 1 teaspoon, half teaspoon every day in your meal, morning, evening, afternoon. You should have in soups, poultry, meals, everything that you do, especially children, elders. Fantastic, beautiful, fine, right? And you get that basically. Also the source I told you, we actually make our own ghee, so you can reach out to Tonia and you can absolutely use that as much. So you have those tools that you can absolutely talk about. And then we discuss the eucalyptus oil, that you can do external massage, not essential oil, just plain eucalyptus oil, and put outside of the sinus. Absolutely, put into warm water and steam. Don't take it internally, just steam it. Steam for lungs. And these are beautiful things we discussed. And going forward, we are discussing bringing this awareness for digestive health, sinus health, immunity, right? All of this. Turmeric is extremely beautiful for immunity. You can put into warm water, you can put into warm milk. Do not take turmeric capsules. No. Do not take curcumin. That's a wrong way to use turmeric. So please make sure only turmeric, organic turmeric powder you should use in food. Saute it in the ghee or clarified butter, add vegetables, poultry, whatever you are making. So it has to be into sauteing into the olive oil or something, or you want to put into warm water or milk or almond milk. That's the only 2 ways turmeric is consumed, guys. Only 2 ways turmeric to consume. Nothing else, no capsule, no curcumin, nothing. Okay, so we discussed that, and now we are discussing, so that's where immunity we are discussing. All these food habits will help you with the immunity, sinus, lung health, because everything is in total. It's a holistic medicine, right? And now we are coming absolutely to the food remedies, lifestyle, and finally the herbs, which are going to quickly discover that, talking to 2 or 3 minutes, right? So food we discussed, no cold, warm, no ice. We want to have fresh foods. Meals should be on time. Lunch should be the main meal. Meals should be on time, not craziness, 2 o'clock, then 6 o'clock lunches, or skipping the meal. Make sure you have between noon to 2, absolutely lunch, and at 6 or before sunset, 6 o'clock dinner. Breakfast should be lighter, dinner should be lighter, main meal should be lunch. Yeah, we'll talk about that separately in itself of the habits, but this is absolutely supportive for sinus and lung health as well. So food basically, and avoiding cold, avoiding snacks, and avoiding like popcorn and chips, and basically anything that you buy out of boxed and shelf. It is absolutely has those preservatives, and it also has the allergens. So we want to make sure you make your fresh food, soup. You can make your warm pressed sandwiches, pressed wraps. You can have your curries, you can have your beautiful vegetables, steamed vegetables, and all of those areas where you heal your digestion, your sinus and allergy starts healing. That is one. Second important thing is not going for obviously fast food. All that we know that, right? Awareness is about making sure you are aware about what you are eating, and try to set up your routine, not be in a crazy routine, because stress is so much that aggravates all the problems, especially inflammation and chronic diseases and imbalances. So we want to do stress management tool where you want to do some meditation, but mostly you can play some music, from chant, go on a nature walk, and that's how beautifully you can do some stress management tool. Especially lung breathing is good. Alternate nostril breathing is so good for lung health, and that is why you need to do alternate nostril breathing. That is the simple lifestyle tools that I'm talking about. And finally, as we talk about our herbs, and there are beautiful herbs that we support you, but that is not for general self-medication. Herbs have to be always taken with working with Ayurvedic doctor. Okay, herbs are foods obviously, but they work as a therapeutic. Foods work as a nutritional aspect, metabolic aspect, and herbs work as a therapeutic aspect. Okay, and that is why it is important for all of you to know that herbs has to be worked with your Ayurvedic doctor, your holistic health mentor, because everyone's dosha constitution is different, the herbs that needs to be addressed according to the constitution, according to the imbalance, according to your dose, what phase you are, children, adult age, senior age, all of those things needs to be discussed when we plan herbs. So I hope this is helpful. This is an overview of how you should absolutely think about sinus allergies, lung health issues, and that is how you should support your body, mind, and soul. And this is a spiritual journey, guys. It is not just fixing the body. It is absolutely coming from that place where you are aware that it is your spirit. It's like your spirit has to be joyous, with full potential, absolutely with the purpose that you are living with, and your body and your mind are supportive tools for the optimum living. And that is why it is important to support your body, equip your body with all the strategies and tools I shared. I hope that was helpful. I'm open to questions. Please reach out what questions you have. Reach out what topics you want to discuss in future. Reach out, post your comments, post your dialogue. Reach out to Tonya, my assistant, if you need any further support. I hope that was helpful. So this is how fantastic way you have to heal yourself, not only just sinus and lung, in totality, your immunity, your mind, and you need to make sure you are at fullest potential, serving your purpose and on this planet as your spiritual journey. I hope this is helpful. Namaste. I'm Dr. Lina. This was our Tuesday weekly live show with Dr. Lina Thakar show. I will see you next Tuesday with new episode. Until then, keep absolutely, smiling, embrace holistic health, healing, and make sure you protect and you prevent and heal totally with natural self-healing journey, and do not have to depend on chemical-based, drug-based conventional approach. If you need critical care, you take it in a limited time, but reverse back to natural health and healing, taking control of your health. So I hope that was helpful. Someone has joined us here. Sue. Hi, Sue. I'm so happy that you are watching. We are almost finishing our 1 hour episode of our weekly live, and we are getting ready for our fantastic next Monday. We are starting 5-day free series of Holistic Health Made Easy, a 5-day workshop, completely noon every day at East Coast time. We are going to go way deeper, actually enjoying, understanding, embracing self-healing journey. And then we have Q&A session coming up and wonderful supportive sessions coming up to discuss the case study. So I hope you are joining me next Monday with the 5-day free workshop series. Hopefully you have downloaded the home worksheet that we will be obviously following. So again, thank you so much. This was Tuesday weekly live with Dr. Lina Thakar show, and today's topic was healing sinus and lung health allergies. Health and healing are our rights as a human spiritual journey on this planet, and it has to be natural, self-healing, and totally with compassion. With compassion, you come from awareness. Hope that is helpful. Namaste.